Hello, today I'm going to be tying up the SlimLINE PMD Nymph. This is my evolution of a Thread Frenchie featuring a slim body profile, sealed with UV resin and a breathing loop thorax that brings the fly to life. 16. I tie this in a size 14 through 18, and I oversized the bead by 1, so on the 16 I'm using a 3. I'm going to take my 12-aught classic wax floral yellow thread, and I'm going to start it behind the bead, go all the way back to the bend of the hook where I'm going to tie in my tail. For the tail, I'm using cinnamon ginger dyed badger India hen neck feathers, and I'm just going to take a small clump and measure it. I want it to be roughly about 3/4 the length of the hook shank, so I'll tie it in longer and I can shorten it up and get it proper length from there. So I'm just going to go and I'm going to secure the tail down. I'll trim out the tip fibers there so that it goes just behind the bead of the hook, and we'll secure that down. At this point, I'm going to take some Semperfli holographic tinsel in bronze in the 1/69 inch, and we'll secure that down. You can see the tag end's longer, and as I wrap, I just kind of pull it back so that it's snug underneath there, and I don't have to really do much trimming here. I'll use that tag end just like I do my thread to create a nice smooth body all the way back to where my tail is. I'll loop underneath the tail to help prop that tail up as well. Now we'll take the 0.2 millimeter tying wire from Semperfli in the bright gold, and I'm just going to tie that in along the side, and I measure that tip so that it goes just behind the bend, or just behind the bead of the hook. We'll secure that down. I'm going to place these in tag ends of the wire and the tinsel in my material clip, and then I'm going to create a taper body by going forward and backwards. Now, while I'm tying this part of the fly, let me know in the comments, when you're fishing a PMD hatch, do you have more confidence in a nymph, an emerger, or a dry fly? I'd love to hear what works best for you on your home waters. And if you're enjoying the video, I'd really appreciate it if you hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and join the conversation below. So once I've created that taper to the body, I'm going to half hitch my thread so that I can wrap my tinsel using the rotary feature on the Nirvana V2 vise. And I'm just going to go with touching wraps on this tinsel all the way up to the back behind the bead of the hook. And I'm going to cover that whole body with this tinsel. And this bronze tinsel is perfect for this PMD because it gives all the yellows some bronze, browns, red colors, which are going to be really cool on a PMD. Once I've wrapped all the way up to the front, take my thread and we'll secure that down. Always go over the top twice and then lock it in place once or twice. I'll set it off to the side. I'm going to trim that out with my razor blade. I really enjoy the razor blades to trim out these types of materials. Now I'll take open spiral wraps, creating nice, even, tapered rib to this fly all the way up to behind the bead of the hook again, where I'll secure that down. Once again, 2 over the top, once in or twice in front. Now I'm going to helicopter to cut off my wire, saving my scissors for other things. Half hitch this again, set it off to the side, over. And now I'm going to take my UV resin. I'm using the Solarez UV Thin Hard. You can use the medium viscosity as well. And I'll just put a small amount over the top there, and then I'll just smooth it out over the body. And this is going to help keep it more slim profile without having disturbance, but still get the look of the rib there. Now that we've cured that with our curing pin, now we're just going to cure that with our curing pin here. And this is going to create a nice smooth body, but still have the ridged look. Now I'm going to create a dubbing loop. And so I go and create the loop and then wrap backwards. And then I'm going to make sure I close off that loop by going behind it and in front and then back behind again. We'll take the Nirvana Gator Grip dubbing spinner tool, put that in the loop and set it resting against the bobbin rest so that it doesn't spin around. Slide it in, and then I'm going to twist it and get that nice and tight. You don't want to over twist it, because if you over twist it, it's just going to snap. So we'll twist it up nice and good here. And you can see there's reds, yellows, greens, and all kinds of cool colors in this golden olive. Once I've got that spun up, I'm just going to kind of brush it out a little bit with my fingers and then the dubbing brush. I will kind of wet my fingers and preen these fibers, or these dubbing fibers, rearward. And you can see now how they're going to give and breathe life into this. So one thing I wanted to do when I improved this pattern over a standard Frenchie is a simple dubbing noodle. And I use the loop pine squirrel thorax that creates subtle breathing movement in the current. It gives me some of the movement I like from CDC-based patterns, but with a slimmer profile and much more durability. Now we're just going to take and half hitch that, trim it out. You can see I've got a tag in there I've got to finish up. And while I'm doing that, this is the finished SlimLINE PMD Nymph. I hope you enjoyed tying this one with me and maybe found a new pattern to add to your fly box. If you did, I'd really appreciate you give the video a thumbs up, subscribing if you haven't already, and sharing your thoughts in the comments. Your support helps the channel grow and allows me to keep bringing you new fly patterns every week. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next tying video.